From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm John Kennedy. Prime Minister Mark Carney says he spoke with U.S. President Donald Trump on Tuesday, but negotiations for a new trade deal with the United States have not restarted. Carney told reporters in Ottawa that he'll travel to the U.S. next week for a World Cup-related event where he'll be participating alongside Trump.
I'll bring up with him what I bring up with him when I see him. These are points I do make to him. My exchange with the president yesterday was not newsworthy.
Carney says he does not wish to over-dramatize things and repeated that Canada is ready to re-engage with the U.S. on trade negotiations when Trump is ready. Prime Minister Mark Carney also announced new supports for Canada's steel and lumber industries today, trying to stack the effects against U.S. tariffs. The measures announced today include limiting foreign steel imports and enhanced support for workers. Carney says the government is also cutting shipping rates for rail freight.
I'm announcing today that we will make it more affordable to transport Canadian steel and lumber across this country by cutting freight rates for transporting steel and lumber interprovincially by 50%.
The government plans to provide those rate cuts through funding directly to the Canadian National and Canadian Pacific Kansas City Railways. The head of the FBI says 2 U.S. National Guard members are in critical condition after being shot near the White House. FBI Director Kash Patel and D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser have confirmed the guards' injuries, stating they were the victims of a targeted shooting. Authorities say a suspect was arrested after being shot, but the wounds are not believed to be life-threatening. West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey initially said the troops had died, but later walked back the statement after saying his office was receiving conflicting reports about their condition. Canadians with family and friends in Hong Kong have been watching in horror as a massive high-rise fire burned 7 towers in the enclave. Vancouver resident Albert Wei Yip Chan says the fire risk in Hong Kong's tall buildings have always been a concern, especially with many buildings lacking functional sprinkler systems. Hundreds of residents have been displaced by the blaze, with 36 people confirmed dead and roughly 280 unaccounted for. Visitors to Parliament Hill will not be able to see the iconic Peace Tower this time next year. The nearly century-old landmark will be fully wrapped in Canadian-made scaffolding for major repairs. Officials say the push to use domestic steel intensified after U.S. tariffs hit Canadian producers, and that same Canada First approach is guiding other parts of the massive Centre Block rebuild. Centre Block building has been closed since 2018 and isn't expected to reopen until after repairs are completed in 2030. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Toronto Maple Leafs will have captain Austin Matthews in the lineup when they face off against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Matthew has missed 5 games with a lower body injury and has 9 goals while 5 assists in 17 games for the Leafs this season. The Washington Capitals will honor Captain Alex Ovechkin before their game versus the Winnipeg Jets. Ovechkin recently became the first player in league history to score 900 goals and 24th to reach 1,500 games. Elsewhere, Calgary will face Tampa Bay, Ottawa takes on Vegas, Montreal visits Utah, and Vancouver plays Anaheim. The Toronto Raptors are chasing a 9th straight win when they host the Indiana Pacers. The Raptors have won 12 of 13 games since a 1-4 start to the season and sit second in the Eastern Conference. The Pacers are tied for last in the East at 2-15. From the Canadian Press, I'm John Kennedy.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.